1,000 lights illuminate the city of magic. Below, a point where 5 roads converge. In the middle, a stone fountain. Some say this storyteller is actually a satanic idol. 5 Points has become a magnet for the lost children of the night.
I don't know, I like being a vampire. It's just spiritual.
A runaway named Bet sleeps here. She says she likes the cold and the dark. Bet carries the game Vampire the Masquerade into her everyday life.
It represents a real danger.
Craig Branch heads Watchman Fellowship, a group that keeps an eye on cult activity. He says vampire games are a dangerous pastime for our children.
It's an area for, I think, kids and older kids to exercise their rebellion and in your face to our culture, and that's just another dark side of our culture that kids will tend to gravitate towards.
Is that true?
Branch wasn't surprised when the self-proclaimed vampire killers in Florida told police they had been playing the vampire game.
Because vampires and these other games are death games, and it desensitizes these kids to the value of life and the value of who they are.
It has a lot to do with evil.
Bet says she uses the game as an escape.
Your spirit's free for however long the game lasts, you know? You just get into it and you forget about all the problems that you have, and so it is an escape. Really it is.
If hell has a front door.
Reverend Bill French has counseled hundreds of young people caught up in cult activity.
We've asked hundreds and hundreds of them, why did you do this? And we've never had but one answer. That answer is power. We do it for power.
He says the danger grows the more kids get involved in the dark world of pretend.
You begin to allow the fantasy to grow within you until there comes a time when many of these children can't separate the fantasy role from the game that they're playing. I mean, reality and fantasy become so interwoven that they can't tell the difference.
That's scars from a bite mark, and that's burns from fire, from like a hot sword.
Bet and her friends have taken the game to another level. They play with real knives and practice sucking blood. A player who befriended her taught her how.
He was really into the biting and the blood, and he would cut himself to draw blood.
I think it's very important that parents understand that this is not Wizard of Oz and Bewitched and Casper the Friendly Ghost. This is a wake-up call for parents.
There are signs that your child may be taking a game too far. Check your child's room for books on the occult, satanic writings or drawings. Keeping their room dark, sealing out light. Satanic tattoos or crosses on their body, and cuts on their arms, legs, and hands.
I would sort of stretch the hand out to look for the lines and see if there had been cuts inside these lines, and as a blood collecting technique. And with children, they'd hope that that would heal and the parents wouldn't pay any attention to it.
And finally, he says parents need to pay more attention and give their children and teens less freedom.
You need to know where your children are. You need to know who their friends are. You need to know who they're spending the night with.